Welcome to Connections Forum. This is episode 58. So today we are having a special guest who's going to talk with us about using feminine power to access all levels of abundance. And her name is Kristin van Tilburg. But first, let me talk about Connections Forum. We offer single episodes and short series of talk interviews regarding the most important areas of human life, such as relationship issues, personal expression and self-development, as well as healing of these areas. The purpose for our show is to give you inspiration and also teach you new skill with which to handle the issues which are connected with the topics that we have in this show. And you can also watch all previous replays on our website, Hangout on connections.com. So let me introduce myself. I'm Margherita Crystal Lotus. I'm an intuitive life and business mentor who helps professional women overcome emotional or overwhelming stress so they can restore their energy and have a fulfilling relationship and watch their career flourish. I'm the creator of the online program, Your Healing Journey, and my website is thecrystallotus.com. So I hand the talking stick over to Heidi.
Yeah, hello, I'm Heidi Hornlein, and I want to begin my introduction today a little bit different as we are talking about feminine power, because I am, like Kristin, a feminine power transformational coach. And I did some other coaching trainings, and I'm working with clients now who are feeling not completely fulfilled, especially in their relationships. And I do that together with my husband Mark, and we have here a retreat in Italy where we hold retreats for singles and for couples and for whoever wants to come here and see us in Italy. Yeah, what else? I'm a Hangout host, as you can see here, with Margherita, and we have another show called The Wisdom Factory, and I'm very excited to bring all the experience of my long life out into the world, and today with Kristin. So I want to introduce Kristin for a minute. She says, many women entrepreneurs are awakening to an inner call to bring their gifts and talents into the world in unique, unprecedented ways. But the inner programming they have received about money and work causes them to earn less than their male counterparts. There is a new money game that is uniquely suited to the creative energies of women. Money Magnetics is a systematic way of understanding this new money game so that women entrepreneurs can play and win the new money game. This sounds very, very, very interesting. And as I said, Kristin is also a coach. And maybe you would like to add something, please, Kristin. First of all, hello.
Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be talking about feminine power and ways to access abundance. It seems like there are so many women in the world that are so committed to bring the work that's dear to their heart out into the world, and yet so many times they have difficulty attracting wealth, money, and other forms of abundance. So I'm happy to share what I know about how to empower this money magnet to draw toward you the things that you want.
Yeah, the things that we want and that we need, you know. That was a big topic in our feminine power training. So we are talking about that. We could talk for hours and hours, but we certainly have somebody in the audience who said, but what is feminine power? Are you emancipated women? And many people think, you know, feminine power, oh gosh, we better run away by the example of the 50s, you know, when women became sort of men. What is feminine power, as you understand it, as I understand it?
Yeah, I think there are two. In this world, so much is based on duality, and there are forms of power that move out into the world, and then there are forms of power that call down the divine energy into expression. So masculine energy, the way that I see it, moves out into the world. It's concerned with strategies and tactics and 5-year plans and setting goals. And this is all very valid and appropriate, and we all need to have those masculine energy tools at our disposal. But what so many women are missing is they follow this masculine model, and they have their strategies and their tactics and their plans and their goals, but those energies are not powered by the essence of their being. And so they find that even when they accomplish something, the feelings of fulfillment and joy that they expected are lacking. And the real power of this feminine magnet that lives in, that is like your essence energy, is not being utilized. So that is my focus, is to teach about the power of creative receptivity and how to allow. Women are not very good at allowing. Men either. I mean, I think men, and this is generalized, they're certainly experts of both genders, and feminine and masculine in the sense that I'm using them are not sex-based, not gender-based. They're just forms of energy that we all have to use, and hopefully learn to use them more consciously. That's my focus.
Yeah, can you describe a little bit the forms of energy? I mean, I think it was very clear that we are not talking about men and women, but that we are talking about feminine and masculine. And men, when they want to grow up and develop, they need to include more feminine energy, generally. And women who want to grow up need to include more masculine energy. What has happened in the 60s, 70s, women felt the liberation, and we have sort of adopted the masculine energy, wanted to be men, and we have sort of dismissed and also devaluated the feminine energies. And as far as I understand, what we are doing now with the feminine power is to re-evaluate feminine energy, but not going back to ancient times when, you know, was all about women, goddesses, and so on. That's not what we want. We want to embed it in the growing and the evolution of the world. So it is an evolved feminine energy about which we are talking. So what is this energy in your idea? The qualities, feminine qualities.
Well, receptivity is a very important one. We all have an essence that is beyond the physical, and that essence is the source of creativity. It's the wholeness of the divine that flows in the core being of every human. And when we tap into that feminine essence, we're tapping into the essence of the oneness that we all are born out of. So many of us are comfortable with the idea now that everything is energy. Scientists tell us that the lower down you go into the subatomic levels, it's just energy. The farther out you go into the universe, it's just energy. It's all a spectrum of energy. But our essence, our source essence, comes from this unified energy of oneness. And the expression of each of us as individuals arise out of that as like a rainbow of particular colors, qualities, values. The essence of each individual is like a fire that burns deeply, and when you access that fire and move that energy out into the life through whatever work you do, you're more successful because the power of your essence is flowing through you. And that's what I'm calling your feminine energy. Source energy.
So can I try to put it in how I might see it, that masculine energy is more in analyzing, dissecting, and feminine energy more in combining and bringing together?
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Good. So tell us a little bit. Oh, Margherita, you are come. Okay.
Yeah, we have to acknowledge all our guests here, and I have Nazim here. He says working in the background and listening. Ciao, and And then we have Rebecca Erickson, who is here, Coach G. Moore, Nicole Levak. What else?
Reed, I saw.
Yeah, huge Lori and Beyond Andrew. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Roy Montero. So welcome to our show, and I hand it over to you.
Yeah, about the feminine energy, in which way can it help us to go into abundance? So far, we women were not very good in creating financial abundance, for instance, you know. I mean, traditionally, maybe the last 20, 30 years, somebody got it, but generally women were not so much concerned. So how can we, adapting again our feminine qualities, how can we create that?
Well, when we understand this feminine energy and live from it, feeling that sense of connection, it provides the ability for us to create the states of being from within that we want to experience. So, for example, our first level of need is in safety and security. And most of us are looking toward our bank account, toward our owning a home or not owning a home, toward our ability to pull down a big salary to feel safe and secure. And so when we keep our focus on the external world, this disconnects us from this sense of feminine essence. When that happens, we begin to vibrate in an energy of lack. And when that energy of lack comes down through this magnet, it decreases the power of this money magnet, and so we attract less of what we say we want. The new money game, as I see it, is the ability to hold within ourselves the fullness of our being, to know that our security and our safety come from this connection to self. And when that's the case, then we are broadcasting out our safety and security, and then our world reflects that. And this is a new understanding. This is a new money game. Whereas in the past, your success was about your goals and your strategies and your tactics and where you advertised and how much your advertising budget was and your cost per click and all of these metrics. The new money game is about being so firmly rooted in the essence of who you are that you are creating from the fullness of your being. And when you create from the fullness of your being, the world reflects back to you that same energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Margherita.
Yeah, I'm thinking that what you're saying here, Kristin, is this is a little bit like healing, because I work with healing, right? And the actual energy content of what our thoughts and feelings are that comes from inside. Am I correct there? Does that resonate with what your system is?
Absolutely. It's all these false beliefs that I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm too much, I'm not enough, I'm undeserving, I'm bad, I'm weak, I'm a failure. When we put that energy out, we don't create success. It's not possible. But where did we get those ideas that that's who we are? That's what I mean about being disconnected from our essence. When we are focused on tactics and strategies, we're trying to be something that we think that we're not. And that energy is not attractive. It doesn't call in the fullness of your being back to you. The new money game is about finding the fullness of your essence so that you know that you're worthy. You know you're good enough. You know you're deserving. You know that you're successful. You have the confidence of the essence of who you are flowing out into the world. And that allows the world to reflect that essence back to you. So it's like you said, bringing the wholeness of who you are into your life experience and living out of that into the world.
I have a little bit of a tricky question here, because, you know, this with the false beliefs and feeling unworthy and so on, this is not necessarily only a problem of women. As we were talking, women, feminine, masculine, men. Many men have it too, and even very successful men. So how are they able to be successful, although they have sometimes, not always, the feeling they are not good enough? And why get women stopped?
Well, what I think goes on is that it is possible to have so much of this masculine energy and be so talented and good at strategies and tactics and analytics. But what these wealthy people have often showed us, let's take Whitney Houston, for example. Could she be any more talented? Could she be any more beautiful? Could she be any more successful? Could she have attracted any more wealth? And yet what happened to this poor woman? This disconnection from her feminine essence left her open to the allure of drugs and these addictions. I think she went to rehab several times, many times. And instead of